That's true. Children of adoption. Mm-hmm. True. You're absolutely right. That we are God's chosen people now, not just the Jewish people. Okay? All right. So Jacob did a lot of bad things, right? Messes around, steals his birth, or first he tricks Esau out of his birthright, then he tricks his dad into blessing him. Whole bunch of crazy stuff, right? But what is one thing Jacob has that Esau didn't? Can anybody tell me? Comes by hearing, and hearing by the word, but faith also comes from where? From God. God gives us the faith that we need to believe. And since God chose Jacob, worshipped other gods, and sinned mightily according to the Old Testament. That's correct. They rejoiced. They rejoiced. So things that happened to Jacob. Abraham's descendants, we have the son of promise, Isaac, which wasn't just the blessing of his father, but the blessing of God. Have you guys ever considered the fact that you're sitting where you're sitting right here, right now, because... Isn't that interesting? And not only are you chosen, you're called, according to the New Testament, to see who the angel was. But as Miss Vicky said, he had the tenacity, he had the perseverance to hold on to that person. When was the last time you guys have actually held on to God? I asked my kids this Friday night when I picked them up. I was talking to them. They had a great week. Their mom took them to Disney. They had a fun time. All this great stuff, the 4-day thing. And I said, hey guys, when was the last time you actually opened the Bible and read God's Word? You know what the answer I got was? Camp. Tell me what the context of that was. Why was Jacob by himself? Why had he sent his family off? What was the context of Jacob wrestling with God? Was it a good thing? Was it a happy thing? No. Jacob was preparing to meet his brother Esau, expecting Esau to kill him. When he was alone on that mountain, at that altar, praying and worshiping God, he was expecting to die the next day. He had nothing to lose. When was the last time God came to you when you had nothing to lose? It says here in verse 22 of chapter 32, that night Jacob got up and took his 2 wives, his 2 maidservants, his 11 sons, crossed the ford of the Jabbok, and he sent them across the stream, sent over all of his possessions. So Jacob was left alone, and a man wrestled with him until daybreak. When the man saw that he could not overpower Jacob, that's pretty impressive, isn't it? Talk about his tenacity, right? He could not overpower him. He touched the socket of Jacob's hip so that his hip was wrenched, and he wrestled with the man. Can you get this? He supernaturally injures Jacob, and Jacob still doesn't let go. Then the man says, "Let me go, for it is daybreak." And Jacob replies, "I'll not let you go unless you bless me." Jacob recognized who he was.